of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Big ups, happy Thursday. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody having a splendid day. Hope everybody's too blessed to be stressed. Immaculate vibes all around. Look, Chewy's here. I didn't have to beg him. He followed me into the damn studio, so he's ready for the show. Hope you are too. Welcome to episode 166 of the Untitled series here on United Spurs of America. I hope you're doing very fantastic. The week is almost done, folks, and unfortunately we don't play on Saturday. We actually play on Sunday, which is most unfortunate. You know, I like first day of the weekend, enjoying myself, but hey, we'll get there when we get there. But obviously Aston Villa played today versus Ajax in the Europa Conference League, however you say that damn name. They played them 0-0. It was 10v10 there for a moment, so that was quite interesting. It's not going to have an effect on us or the ones that they play on the day, but look, we'll talk about it. But how's everybody doing? Make sure you are hitting a like on the video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're also partaking in the poll there. Question is, what do you make of the rising ticket prices and discounts being cut? Again, I left it pretty aloof because I'll be honest, as an American, this really doesn't affect me. As a non-season ticket holder, this doesn't affect me. As a non-old person yet, pending old person by grace of God, that none of this really affects me. So I don't understand. I really see both sides of the argument here in regards to the ticket price. Now, the good news is I don't know a lot about it, so we're not going to talk too much about it. I'll obviously pull some stuff up that I found on the Twitterverse, and we'll look at some of that. But also, just, what's up, Footy Judge Mo in the house? What's going on, Mo? How you doing? Doing a show about Reguilon is crazy. Bro, you're actually the first one to mention his name. It was just an easy title to use, but big up Staffy and Footy Judge Mo. Y'all are actually wild. Y'all come in here and you just start judging. Y'all moving worse than Harry Spence, and this is a troll. This isn't even a real person. So he's out there talking to himself a little bit, but he does claim the first place prize, unfortunately. Harry Spence, you fucking troll. There's an F-bomb. We just crossed 5 minutes, so there we go. I would also say this, Harry Spence, you keep talking like this. Look, this Harry Spence, how's he get first place prize? And he's just being a fucking... I just deleted that comment. Let me put him in a timeout. Harry Spence, you're a crock pot. All right, not the good kind. But big up Derek Smith. You get the first place prize for YouTube memberships. YouTube member... I don't even know how to fucking talk, y'all. I'm having a rough time. This is what happens when I don't stream every day. I'm not as sharp as the knife in the kitchen of Gordon Ramsay. But look, we'll move. We'll figure it out. But big up Derek Smith. Hope you're doing well. Big up Scott Culliver says 6% is too much of an increase, and the changes to senior ticketing is a disgrace. Well, big up Scott Culliver. Obviously has an opinion there. Again, I've been listening. Shout out Sean with Spurs Talk Show. Shout out the Irish Hotspur. I was watching their two programs, and they're talking a lot about it. And I see both sides of the argument, if I'm completely honest. But I would see why people are upset. But I could also see it from a business standpoint. If you don't stay with the curve of economics, you could really fall behind in that sense. Would hate to see that happen to our club. But again, I know fuck all about the finance, but we'll move. Big up to Lazy Aces. 6 hours of ticket price talk today so far is doing my head in. I like that photo there. Is that a little sun and cootie smoochy? I think that's what that is. Big up Spurs GCTV as well. Good evening, Jacob and Chewy. Chewy is here. Big up Spurs GCTV. Good to have you in the house. Ryman's son says prices go up on everything. It's the nature of the beast we call capitalism. Guarantee it won't stop people from going. Settle down, folks. Ryman's son, this is kind of my sentiments on it, which is people are going to pay it. People are going to complain about it. But at the end of the day, the world will keep turning. And people are going to feel the way they want to feel. I would never tell, like, no matter if you're upset about the 6% or you think it's like, this is just part of capitalism, or if you think that this is a good thing that we should have done this. The fact that most clubs, I believe, last season upped their season ticket prices and we did not, but then now we do. The timing's kind of weird. There's a lot of weird aspects to it. But again, as someone who is not really affected by it, I guess I will be affected when I go to the stadium and I go to a game eventually. At that point, I think I'll be feeling the brunt of something. But how much money did timeout footy judge Mo? $20. Hey, footy judge Mo set the price. We'll time him out at $20. Big up Archibald in the house. Good to see you. People of the Spurs. Paul Brown says, good evening, Jacob Guest in chat. How you doing? Realism Jared, that's a new name in the chat, says like, subscribe, and share. Big up. These are 3 free things you can do to help support the channel, or you could do none of it, because honestly, the world is your oyster. I would never tell you what to do, because anyone tells me what to do, you know what they get. That's just plain and simple. And anyone who wasn't looking at the screen, that was a double bird. Much to my dismay, I've always been like that in life. But big up Footy Judge Mo. Make sure you are subscribed to Footy Judge Mo. Do a Wednesday morning show over there. It's a lot of fun. Big up Mo. Always good to have you in the house. No one will talk about Spurs because of Liverpool Man City. No one's going to talk about Spurs because Liverpool play Man City? Is that what you're saying? Jacob, will you protest outside of Spurs Texas headquarters? Yes. Where is that? I think that's my house. So I should step into the patio. We want cheaper tickets. Is that what I should do? OTC transitional period. Big up OTC. Doing a show about, oh, I already read that. You fraudulent. Hey, yes, at least I hit the like button, bro. Big up Staffy. Make sure you do hit the like button. He is a Manchester United fan. He's a good guy. Make sure you are subscribed to Staffy TV as well. I do a weekly show over there also called American Waffle. And isn't that pretty great? You could catch me on my, I'll be my most shameless during those shows, I'll tell you that much. Big up Rack Dose Madness says, big up Jacob. I saw you giving me a shout out there in the Irish Hotspurs chat. I don't recognize this name, and I apologize. I'm usually pretty good at recognizing names like David Calvino and like the guest that just popped into the back. Oh my. This is a good person, a very good place to start with. And I've got questions for this man because I don't know too much about it. But welcome onto the show. A guy, when you talk money, this is the guy you want to talk to. We've got Sean Butler in the house. How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. I've been slagged. Hang on a second. What am I doing here? What are we doing here?
There you go.
I've been slagged off.
Yeah, I can make it smaller. I do that for Kuva because Kuva sits on the far side of his couch, so he has all this space. I was like,
what am I doing here? Scoot this way.
Go.
I scoot.
Beautiful.
I'll scoot over, shall I? Jesus.
Look at that.
Right. How you doing? How's everyone doing? Shout out to the chat. What's cracking the
Shout
chat?
out to the chat every single time.
Bunch of frauds.
Let's see how many people liked. I'll tell you how many frauds we have in the chat right now. About 18 frauds by my maths. There's some of y'all liking, some of y'all not liking, but some of y'all
too few frauds. Too few frauds.
Sean, talk to me. A lot of people upset. There's even, I have this bookmarked. There's a new account called Save Our Seniors. What's going on to the old people at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? Do they need saving? Do we need Liam Neeson to do a Taken 5, rescuing the old people at Tottenham? What's going on, man?
Specific set of skills.
I have a particular set of skills.
I will
free
in an old-age pensioners home, and I will kill you.
I will kill you. Oh man! But I'm sure you've been under duress. I'm sure you've been getting pelters because
mate, the amount of direct messages I'm getting.
It's interesting.
Absolute. See you next Tuesday. You don't understand. You don't get it. You don't understand anything. You're sitting there in your Elton John chair, telling everybody how it is. You don't know what you're talking about. All right. Listen, all I've done today is been on a few channels, and people have asked me about the financials, the season tickets, that sort of stuff. And I've just given the devil's advocate. I've just played the role of kind of going, you know what? There's 99% like nasty anger and I understand, I empathize. But I'm like, listen, if you want to understand the rationale, if you want to get your head around why decisions are made that don't always think about, you know, the way you feel, then here's the other side of the coin. Here's the other side of the argument, and it doesn't go down too well, you know.
Yeah, sometimes when you flip stones, you don't like the little creepy crawlers you find living underneath it, and that's just something I learned out in the forests of Arkansas. You don't want to just turn over every stone. But sometimes, you know, when you're really trying to figure out what's going on.
Sometimes you find a truffle. Sometimes you find a lovely, juicy truffle of truth.
Yeah, that's why you get them pigs. You train the pigs to snort out the little truffles. That's the key out here. You
I guess I'm the pig. In this analogy, I'm the pig, right? And in many other ways,
you found the truffles of. It's I would say just the other side of the argument. I don't know why people get so upset with something, Sean, that this is a word or a phrase that you've used over the years that I really have adapted and created and made my own. Flexibility of thought. A lot of people are a little reluctant to be flexible in their thought. I'm a pretty open-minded individual on my day-to-day basis. So like, you know, with lifestyle choices, political choices, I'm pretty much like, hey, laissez-faire kind of approach. You do what you do, but watch my shoes. Talk to me nicely is the overlying factor in all aspects. So I just see it, you know, if you can't, everyone's struggling to pay prices, right? Like I sympathize with the side that says, hey, I'm struggling to pay water, pay electric, this, that, and the other. Someone's struggling to pay for a luxury, not a necessity. Why would I be upset about that? Now, I see it from a very non-biased standpoint as well, because I am American. I am not a season ticket holder. This does not affect my bottom line dividends until I make the trip to the little island of UK. But I don't know. It's really interesting because I actually see it from my standpoint. I know people who spend over $2,000 to have 2 season tickets and parking passes for the women's soccer league in America. And at FC Dallas, let's just use the Dallas Cowboys. When I first was working there back in 2013, a season ticket at the new fancy stadium would cost you about $2,500. Now I think it's upwards of $5,000 for that same seat. That's almost double for a season ticket at what some would say one of the best. It's now one of the best stadiums because there's been some bigger stadiums and some nicer stadiums that have been coming out.
I like that stadium.
But AT&T Stadium it was groundbreaking for the time when it was erected. I like that word. When it was erected in 2000. You've been there. I made it a goal of mine.
I think I've been to, I want to say 16 stadiums in America for football, college and NFL. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! Well, I used to work at that. I worked at that stadium all the time, and Sean, I may or may not have used every single toilet in that building. That was one of my goals.
Okay,
it's a very beautiful specimen. You know, I was there. Like, I'm from Arlington, so I was there before they built that stadium. I saw the low income housing that they plowed over to make that place, and that was a whole controversy in itself as well. But it was that's what I'm saying is the similarities.
Is you're moving the world forward, but you're also trampling over some important sort of layer. It's a layer cake, right? There's always someone that benefits and someone else that gets trampled on. That's life, unfortunately. That's capitalism. If you want to break it down, it is what it is.
It is. You know? Capitalism is rampant in America. It is what America's founded on, is I make my money, don't touch my money. I'll give you as little bit of my money as possible. But we, as Arlington residents, helped fund that stadium to be built because what it was going to do is make the area better. Now, that area of Arlington, Texas, wasn't the greatest. I'll tell you right now, if I went there tomorrow, it does not look anything like it did when I was in high school. My last year, while I was in high school, is when they started plowing everything over and started building that stadium. And then I went and right out of high school, I went and got a concierge job just because I was like, I want to work at this stadium. And I'll never forget the first event ever held there. George Strait, some country guy. It was the first event that they ever held there, and it was a total shit house. But I'm digressing from my point a little bit. But the area of Arlington,
when I was in Dallas, I spent a long time in Dallas. Just I remember when was it Toyota that moved when California
moved to
started to
Frisco.
become like get out of hand and everyone left and everyone evacuated California.
Toyota's in Frisco, Texas now. Yeah,
Right, but that's just north
Dallas.
of Dallas, right? It's just a little bit north,
Mhm.
right? I mean, because the company I worked for was based in Plano, and all these people were just moving in and
Plano,
buying
Frisco
up.
is like the same area.
But it's only it's 20 minutes north of Dallas, not far, right? I mean, half an hour.
About 25 from downtown proper.
Yeah, and so you just see all these areas that like these. When I got there, I was like, someone took me out for a drive from the airport and from Fort Worth, and I was like, how much is one of those type of houses? Like, they're amazing. And at the time, it was like, oh, they're like 300 grand. And then you go back like 3 years later, and they're now like pushing a milli, you know, because that's what gentrification is, right? When people come in with money, they buy up all the houses, the property and stuff. It's what happens, you know.
But naturally, to the bottom, the bottom dollar at every store, at every restaurant in that area. This is the point of me bringing this up. Everything rises, and naturally, like, I'm not here to talk as far as economics and inflation. I couldn't tell you percentages from who's what's. But what I could tell you is I know what I used to spend on groceries ain't what I spend on groceries today. And what I used to spend on electric, housing, the price of rent everywhere has gone up. Like when I first moved out and got an apartment, it was like $650 a month. That same apartment the next year, $975. You know what I'm saying? Like this is
shake hands
what
with
happens.
it, man. Nothing you can do. There's forces
At the end of the day, yeah, it's the steamroller of capitalism.
You got Israel at war with Hamas. Like, most people aren't really directly involved in that war, but you know what? We're all paying for it in some format. You got Ukraine and you got Russia, and most people have got no direct cares or involvement in that war, but we're all paying for it. You got COVID, the amount of money, 50%. Check this out. Of all US dollars that have ever been printed in the history of the US dollar since the start of the Federal Reserve in 1929, I think it was, 50% of that money has been printed since COVID. It's bonkers. But you know what? There's powers at play that are doing things. All the money that's ever been invented in the US dollar history, take 50% of it. That's what happened in the last 5 years. What happens when you print money? Prices go up. Because when the value of money is diluted,
I do remember that in economics
around, prices go up. So unfortunately, getting this back to Tottenham, the same thing happened in the UK, right? Even though America's a long way away, when America sneezes, the rest of the world catches the cold, right? It is what it is, and prices go up, and you can't control it. You can't hate. You can hate it. You can be angry with it, but it is what it is, Jacob. Like, nothing we can do is ever going to change that. You can't put the baby back in the bottle, or you can't put the milk back in the bottle, and you can worry about throwing the baby out with the bathwater. But ultimately, prices are going to go up. They're going to continue to go up. And Tottenham's price is only going up 7.5% over the last 5 years. In reality, it's actually very reasonable. 1.5% per year, when the cost of putting on the events, the cost of doing business has gone up 45% in the last 5 years, because all the money in the world's been almost printed. 50% of it's been printed again. 7.5% is very reasonable. People don't like it. It's an uncomfortable truth. But the reality is there's two major factors here. One is supply of money, and it's like that. And the other thing is demand for tickets. And it's like that.
Yeah, bro. The fact that there's a waiting line of 100,000 people for a season ticket, or 10,000. I remember some bonkers number to me. They don't have waiting lists.
There was 100,000 people that were trying to get a ticket to the North London Derby on Tuesday.
That's crazy.
Guess what? 9 out of 10 of them were disappointed. And what happened? It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. I can't get a ticket.
I saw all the traveling fans I saw get the ones getting the brunt end of that frustration as well.
It's not their fault.
Real quick, big up Dermot for the super chat. Says, big up Jacob and Sean. I enjoy your stand on this issue, Sean. And I have to say, I respect you and what you say. Great channel, great two hosts. Big up Dermotron with THFC till I die. Appreciate you in the chat first and foremost. And I appreciate you sponsoring tonight's episode. That's what I've called all the super chatters and people who financially don't. Y'all are my sponsors. Because fuck it, I ain't going to Manscaped. Manscaped don't want to advertise with me because I'm too fresh. You know what I mean? Manscaped like those bushy fuckers, and that's not me. But big up THFC till I die.
If they would have come up to you and say, "Listen, we're going to give you a cheeky grand." Right, but what you got to do is you got to shave that bad boy off.
I would say, are you my wife? I would say you sound like my wife, but you're offering me $1,000 more, so I'll take it. Because then she's happy, I get paid. Hey, it's all good. I'll shave it. I was actually on a video call.
She don't like it. She don't like the tickle.
She doesn't like it, but
Okay.
I was on a video call with my family, so I have family like in Florida and then Texas in 2 different parts, and so we do a video call once a week, and they're like, Jacob, what the fuck is that on your face? Why don't you shave that? It adds a little character. You know what I mean?
It does.
It gives you the whole Texan feel.
If this YouTube thing doesn't work out, we could cast you in a movie. There's lots of parts you could play in lots of different movies with that bad boy on your lip. You know, I like it.
My stepdad pulled up a photo of Danny Trejo with the same exact mustache and long hair as well. And that if I could look like Danny Trejo at 70-something years old, I'll take it.
We've already figured out.
I appreciate
it. You look like the guy from I Love You, Bro. What's his name? Talk to me nicely.
Jason Segel.
Jason Segel. If Jason Segel, cross paths with,
I've gotten that throughout my life a lot. Like in high school, people said the same thing.
It's all here. You got that Jason Segel look, and I love you, bro. So,
hey, that's great. You can be Paul Rudd. Was the other guy?
I'll take that. He's funny and he's good looking. So,
and he's old as fuck, and he looks like he's 30. He's pretty good. Yeah. It's Hollywood there for you.
I'm 40 next week, man.
The big 40. You got any big plans?
No, I'm taking the dog out for a walk.
For some reason, I thought that's something you were gonna say. Taking the dog out. Look, I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this tweet here.
Okay.
And let me.
Can we go through a lot of tweets because there's a hell of a lot of hate on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, the first one I wanted to bring up was this: save our seniors. Do I need to be concerned about the old people at the stadium? It says call to action. We need your support.
Can we be really brutal? Because in reality, Tottenham have more concession space available for people that are over a certain age than
concession space. That's like hot dogs and drinks and shit, right?
No, concession stand. Well, that's what it should be. The concession stands is basically just areas allocated that if someone happens to be 65 and then the next year they're 66, then they would traditionally get the same seat but a 50% of the discount, right? And my concern with it, right? And
I wonder that shit was really confusing all day. And y'all talking about concessions, I was like, they're running up the price of hot dogs too?
If you're a kid, if you're under the age of 18 and you want one of the seats, then Tottenham kind of go, well, look, we could sell that to an adult between the age of 19 and 64 and get full value, but we have to give a little bit of space for kids and we have to give a little bit of space for pensioners, and those are called concession tickets. Okay, and I'm all for it. It's important. Of course, you need to have space for the kids, and adults, parents shouldn't have to pay the full whack, even though, on a plane, they still have to pay full whack on a plane for a child's seat. It is what it is. But anyway, the problem for me, and this is unforgivable in the eyes of some, is to suggest that 2/3 of the working population are moving into non-working population over the next 5-10 years, whatever. They're all the baby boomers are moving into the retirement space. And so 1/3 of the population have got to pick up the slack, which is why in the UK you have an ever increasing burden on the NHS, the National Health Service. There's people that are old need more love from the health service, but they're not contributing to the economy anymore. So 1/3 have to pick up the slack. So taxes are going up and what you get for your money goes down. It's a horrible scenario, but it is what it is. And consequently, the same thing exists when you look at the demographics at a club like Tottenham Hotspur. Most of the season ticket holders are going to get to that age where they're going to be moving into a place where they would hope they get a 50% discount. The problem is that unless you take a look at that as a business, then at some point in the next 2 or 3 years, 50% of the stadium will be asking for 50% off as they hit the age of 66. And so what happens? Tottenham aren't going to sit there and go, oh, we'll just suck it up. They're going to push that revenue loss onto the people that are able to afford it, i.e. working adults. So do I want to have to sit here and pay double for my season ticket to pay for somebody who joined the wait list when they were 60, got their season ticket at 64, and then a year later they get a 50% discount? I don't think that's fair. I think that there should be some loyalty bonus rewards for people that have been a season ticket holder since they were 30 and that have kept it for 30 years. And I think if you can identify those people, they should be ring fenced. They should be protected because there's loyalty that you have to recognize. But you shouldn't just have to shift the weight of the money, the revenue to the people like me. And that's what will happen. If they protect that and say everybody that turns 65 or 66 will be able to get their season ticket renewed, but they'll only have to pay half the money, then Tottenham are going to say, well, we need to find a way to keep that money, get that money back. And they're going to end up telling me I've got to pay $4,000 for a ticket rather than $2,000. And I think that that's unreasonable. I think that it should be either means tested or it should be based on loyalty or it should be based on, some sort of conditions. But of course, on Twitter, there's no context. It's just Daniel Levy is robbing the old people. And therefore...
Yeah, I've got this Twitter, this twat right here. Tweeter twat. It's a reply to... So this is quite a long thread between this Watsy character and some other fucks. And basically he responds with, it's inflation. I suggest you either get a better paying job, a second job. Either way, that's a you problem. If you can't afford to go to football, then that's on you. And he responds with, Tottenham has been one of the most profitable clubs for more than 10 straight seasons. The markup in prices can't be justified by inflation. Why not charge more at concerts or events? So, Sean, I'm going to ask you the question. If this is true, the rising tides,
not true,
etc.
It's not true. It's not true. The markup in prices cannot... The mark. If we were just justifying it by inflation, the markup in prices would be about 20% higher. It's like this guy Dukes Castillo. I don't know who you are, but that's an emotive response based on ignorance. You don't know
I
what
don't know who it is
about.
either.
No disrespect to him. I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
So I have this here too. Look, they're saying we need your support to help reverse the club's decision on senior concessions. Which changes a lot of my questions I had pre-thought of for the show. Because again, I was like, they're just saying like everything's the same price for the old people. I didn't know old people got a discount like that.
Yeah,
like
that's what the
Denny's
concession means. Yeah, I know in America concessions means you go and get a burger there or a t-shirt.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, the cheese room is more expensive. What's going on? I thought y'all hated the cheese room. I thought that was something y'all made fun of. But very nice to see. What do you think of this? A call to action saying they want to get involved. Get more people involved to help reverse the club's decision on senior concessions. First of all, do you think that that's possible?
No, again,
second of all, do you think it's necessary?
It's emotional. It's emotional outrage from people that either haven't looked into it, don't look at the numbers, don't understand the reality, or probably won't be happy. Like they're trying to sort of jump onto a bandwagon. I see the people that are involved in the tifo, the flag thing, like taking down the tifo. We can't possibly get involved with some.
Didn't they say they were going to take away the Manchester City flag? They said no, you don't get that.
Do what you want. I think that whole stuff is such a waste of money anyway. I think it's like it's in back. I think I'm not a fan of it. Whatever, it's irrelevant what I think. But generally, I think there's a lot of virtue signaling going on, and a lot of people that want to come across like that the world works in a way that it doesn't, and that Daniel Levy is responsible for kind of being some tyrant. And I just don't think I just don't think it's true.
Does this make Daniel Levy's pockets fatter, Sean?
No.
Oh.
No.
Wow.
But if you were to...
I've also got this here from Paul O'Keefe, says 8th richest club
honestly,
in the world.
I love Paul O'Keefe. I've had massive rows with him about this though. I love Paul O'Keefe. He's a very, very intelligent guy when it comes to understanding agency work. I know he works with kids that fell off the footballing pyramid that didn't get signed, and he helps them try to find new careers and stuff. We've got a lot of love and respect for the guy, and he knows what's going on at Tottenham, but he doesn't understand economics. I've had massive fallouts with him on Twitter before. He doesn't understand economics at all, and his take on this, again, like he gets all the likes and the shares and the retweets, but he doesn't, his opinion is one of just a fan that's ignorant on the realities of economics, in my opinion. I still love the guy, still respect to him and everything, but he's got a popular platform, but he's saying things he doesn't understand, in my opinion.
So hang on, I was gonna read that, but I switched my tab. Over 100 million from the best player they ever had. I don't know where that has to do anything with tickets. Because isn't like player transfer fees, isn't that allocated to different areas? That's not.
No, it's just. Let me find some justifications that are from tertiary sources to justify why I should not. Ultimately putting the prices up is ridiculous. It's the same. You know what? Here's the thing, right? The ultimate argument comes down to how much additional money is Tottenham going to make from this, and it's probably like £5-6 million, £7 million a year, or whatever, in additional revenues. But there's two ways that you have to look at it that I think people forget. One is that if you were to take the notion, the energy that is, oh well, costs have gone up by 30%. But Tottenham are only ever going to make an extra 6 million. They're not making an extra 6 million. They're just protecting themselves from the losses incurred from the increased costs, right? Which is a different way, a different perspective. But if you were to take that idea to everything, oh, it's only 2%, it's only 3%, it's only 1 penny here on the pint of beer because the tax has gone up. Let's not make the fans pay an extra penny on their beer. It doesn't matter. If you take that notion to every single part of the business, your margins will be eroded. You'll be out of business before you know it. Just a reality, right?
Yeah.
So it's a nonsense notion. But on top of that, you could look at 5 teams right now, who are all on the cusp of either losing points, getting points deducted, or fines, either from Europe or from PSR or FFP. Nottingham Forest once, Everton twice, possibly Aston Villa this summer, possibly Wolves, possibly Chelsea for a different reason, possibly Newcastle. And the 3 teams that we know, Everton, or the 3 examples we know, Everton twice and Forest once, the breaches that they found themselves missing the line by were between £3 and £4 million. So, not that Tottenham will find themselves in that situation, but you can understand how close the margin can be. It's a fine margin, right? And if it's not here, it'll be somewhere else.
Yeah. I agree with you. Well, yeah, I think it is one of those things. It kind of is what it is. But we've gone 30 minutes talking a little bit about some of my anecdotes and some finance, so that's quite nice. I don't know how much time you've got left, Sean. I know it's getting late over there, and you've got to go do stuff in the morning, I'm sure. But big up Lisa, big up everybody in the chat. Over 120 people across all 3 platforms, or should I say 2 platforms. Big up to every single one of you. Whatever you're watching on, make sure you're liking, subscribing, and all that fun jazz. If you are on the YouTube channel, make sure you are hitting a vote in the poll. Right now, Sean, 36% says Levy again, such a disgrace to the fans. And 34% says it's really not that bad regarding inflation. So very neck and neck. Probably the difference of 1 or 2 votes there in the poll in regards to how the people are feeling. 20% says not surprised anymore. It is what it is. And 10% says this will undo the progress made with fans. Last question I want to ask about it. Do you think this is going to undo the good juju, so to speak, that Levy's built up? Or is this just one of those things people are just waiting for the motherfucker to do something? It's one of those, as soon as the car goes, now it's, oh, let's go ahead and pull him over, rather than, what do you think? Do you think this is going to undo all the good vibes that we've been building as a club, as a fan base? Because Ange Postecoglou's kind of connected those bridges.
It won't, mate. Ultimately, it's just, you know, on Tuesday it was, oh, I can't get a ticket for the North London derby. Screw Levy. Then that was forgiven, right? And then today it's this. Like, ultimately, at the end of the day, mate, when it comes down to it, it's dollars and cents. People who can't afford it will be annoyed. But you know what? Most of the people that have got a season ticket will still find a way to renew. If I'm entirely honest, the people I think the biggest issues with regards the season, the pricing update, is they didn't fix the away game, the access to away tickets. They didn't change it at all. So they're rewarding loyalty, but there's absolutely zero credit from those people that have been loyal to Tottenham for all these years. They probably got all these loyalty points that gets them the away tickets. And a lot of them probably sell those away tickets to the ticket touts who then make, you know, who sell them for £300-400. But there's no gratitude for maintaining the ridiculously unfair loyalty point system that doesn't allow anybody to get into the away ticket allocation ever. But they won't talk about that. This is just another thing to hit Daniel Levy with. It's always the same thing. And you know what? If Tottenham beat Villa on Sunday, no one's going to talk about it again. The Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust will write their letter, will bang their drum, and then everyone will just
I
go
would
back.
say the most upsetting part for me is all the attention this is pulling away from, quite honestly, our biggest match of the season thus far. This people have called this match a 6-pointer versus Villa at Villa Park. Do
you really think the players or Ange Postecoglou are sitting there on the training ground today going, "Oh, I don't know, like some fans are upset with Daniel Levy. Let's be distracted." Come on, they don't give a shit. Yeah, they don't care. I don't care about any of this. And you know what? The stadium will be full up for the next home game after the international break against Luton, and it will be full of the same people, regardless. The people that have got the season tickets won't let them go. They'll find a way to make it happen. The people that don't have the tickets will still complain that they don't get the tickets. If the season ticket prices are too expensive now, then maybe some of the people that don't have ticket access will be able to get ticket access. So they should see it as an opportunity. But ultimately, you know what? You don't need to be at the stadium. If it's all too expensive for the people that are already season ticket holders, they can still go for $70 a year. They can access to every game of football if they want to. It's an uncomfortable truth, an uncomfortable reality, but yeah, nothing's going to change, and it will be.
Yeah.
We'll just move on. We'll move on.
I predict the stadium will still sell out. People will still be at those sexy concession stands ordering hot dogs and the like. So, and the world will keep turning. And look, it is one of those things, kind of like we were saying in regards to the obvious steamroller that is capitalism. Eventually, no stone gets left unturned. So shout out the critters underneath those rocks for the time being. I did want to share this. Obviously, it's in the thumbnail. Sergio Reguilon got some things to say. And I'm wondering, why has he got so many things to say? Especially about Ange Postecoglou. But then it raised a couple questions. I'm going to read the quote. And Sean, I know you and Dave and Ben were talking about it over on the Irish Hotspur earlier. But the quote goes from Sergio Reguilon, says, "I didn't understand and I still don't understand the situation. During the preseason, I was very happy. Postecoglou was happy with me, also the staff. I was playing like a normal player all the games." That's such a weird quote. Maybe the translation makes it sound weird. "The week before I went to see him, 'You want me at the club?' He said, 'Yes, I have to do a list and you were in my squad.' It was strange. The next day I was out of training and I didn't know what happened. I know I can play in Spurs, but in many aspects of football, the player doesn't have control." He goes on to say some other stuff. "I'm 27, have too much." This is actually critical. I don't know why I almost skipped that. It says, I don't want to stay and sit in the stadium watching. Now, that sounds to me like he's not okay with being the bench player. So upon further review of this quote, to me, bro, he's never going to be starting over you, Dougie. Let's just get that over the line. That was pretty obvious when Jared Bowen went past him about 3 times in the matter of 10 minutes, I think it was, in the first 45. And then he became the backup from that point on. It got done up by
Who was that guy from Barcelona, the 16-year-old?
Lamine Yamal. That's the day some say he was born, because boy was he gliding everywhere. He's actually very, very good, but we made him look extremely good. While I think he's at this stage at 16, he's very, very good. Some say it was inevitable. To me, Sergio, he does a whole lot of the you ever worked at a restaurant or a bar and like there's like that one guy, he doesn't do a whole lot of work, but damn it, he's moving around. He looks like he is. He's over here. He's kind of that didn't really get clean, but he's over there. He's over here. He's putting this stuff. That's not really organized, but he put all the glasses up and he's real busy, but not a whole lot of anything to comfort. First of all, what's your opinion on this quote?
Look at the chat.
Chat. He's been flirting with you already.
Hi, Jolien. How you doing, you giant failure? You good, bro? So sorry. What's my opinion on who?
No, I was just gonna ask. What do you think of Sergio?
Yeah.
Is this alarming that he wasn't told, that he was just kind of left out to roam the pastures? I heard some say maybe this is...
He shouldn't be saying that stuff because he's still contracted to Tottenham, and you know what? He's put a final nail in his coffin of his career at Tottenham. So he's never going to come back. Ange's not the sort of guy that suffers fools. He's not going to come back and let him play. He should have been here ahead of Sessegnon and Ben Davies. But if he's saying in his comments that he doesn't want to sit in the stands and he wants to play, you know what? Sorry, bro, you're not ahead of Udogie, right? So Tottenham have to figure out a way to find someone who wants to come in at left back and be good enough to be not a significant drop off, but also recognize that you're not necessarily going to take the place of one of the best left backs in the Premier League. Manchester City have.
I'm saying the best. Who's better? Who's better left back in the league right now? I can't think of one.
Well, I wouldn't swap him.
I'm very biased.
I wouldn't swap him for this guy, but a fit Robertson from Liverpool, I think, is probably better. I wouldn't swap him because I think that Udogie's got a higher ceiling. But my point is that Tottenham don't have the ability to offer very, very top class players the opportunity to come here and not be able to promise them first team football. City can do that. City have players that are top class twice over because they are, they might only play 30% of the minutes, but they're going to lift 2 trophies. Tottenham aren't going to be able to offer that. So they have to find a sweet spot where you can try and level up and find someone who's willing to participate in the rotation. And Reguilon's obviously not willing to do it, which is fine, but you don't throw your club under the bus before you've left, and he hasn't left. He thinks he's left.
You know what else that I really didn't like, and people were telling me, Jacob, you're petty, get over it, move on. I didn't like last weekend Manchester Derby. He's tweeting like twerking, oh, I'm watching my Manchester United friends. Oh, he got red emojis in his Instagram story. Some people are saying, oh, just get over it. He spent his first 6 months of the season with them. He made some friends. And I'm sitting here saying, who the fuck is paying for his lights on? Who the fuck is paying for that TV to be on? To my understanding, we're paying 100% of his wages at Brentford. So based off of that and the contract.
No, really?
I remember that came out on deadline day when he got loaned out there. I'm pretty sure we're paying all of his wages.
Kind of like Jolien's dad's paying all of his wages at the moment, right? His failed career.
Big up Nate.
Career guy, Jolien. Good boy, Mo. Yeah.
Big up, Nate.
Good guy. You're so good looking. The world needs to see you on camera, bro.
You know what's weird is
I like this guy. I actually
since
kind of
Joe
love
Leon
that comment he's putting there is actually really funny. He's actually pretty good banter.
I like the countdown. He provides the countdown from the last time we won a trophy, and I quite like that one. Nate Pye, big up, my friend.
When he says he's given lists of examples of failure, and he finishes with you being out of breath as you waddle towards your seat. Failure. Do you know what, Jolien? You're right. I am actually out of breath. I sit in row 52, so I I'll tip my hat to you. That's quite funny. I will.
Well, I'm tipping my hat to Nate. He gifted 5 United Spurs of America memberships. Big up Kate, just got gifted a membership. Danny Coys, Antoinette Ethiopia, big up. That's a new name in the chat. How you doing? Gary, and Bizzle316. Big up to Nate. Dubs in the chat for Nate, first and foremost, for becoming a sponsor of tonight's show. But he's already a sponsor of tonight's show because he is a YouTube chat member. So big up for being a member, being a friend. And, I didn't pour anything in this mug, and there's actually dust in the bottom of it. But look, Sean, you probably ain't seen it. You seen that?
No, what's this?
This is a Cuti Romero mug.
It's a cup, is it?
Yeah, it's a mug.
Oh,
little Romero mug. What do you think about that?
Is it official?
Some say it's Ayo because I'm sipping out of a man's head, but to me, it's not too Ayo. It's just right. The perfect balance, I would say.
Is it official?
Yeah, it is. It is.
How much did that cost you?
No, Nate sent it to me.
And Nate sent it to you. How much did it?
Yeah, he sent it to me as a gift. Yeah, big up Nate. I love that mug.
Big up
Chris
Nate.
Romero.
Nate.
I'm not even. Well, I forgot what I was going to talk about. As soon as I mentioned Cuti Romero's name, everything kind of goes out the window.
Listen, I'll come on. I'm glad I came on because I wanted to say to you in person. You probably haven't heard it, man. You haven't been watching my channel enough. But when I saw Romero kiss the badge and do this, all was forgotten. All was forgotten. I had a semi. I was like, this guy is fully coys. He's fully coy. I know, but he wasn't fully coised last year. But now he's fully coised. It takes time for someone to become fully coised. Maybe he was semi-coised because I had a semi-coised when I saw him do it. But listen, I loved it. I loved it. I think the guy he's woken up to what it means to be a Tottenham player, to a man with leadership responsibilities. And I think you have to, you acknowledge it when you see it. And I think I was right to call him out last year. I know you hated me for doing it. And it was the first time I saw you get angry with me.
Very mad. Yes, made me very mad because you were assuming that him being hurt before the World Cup had anything to do with him and his devotion to Spurs, because to me he's completely Spurs.
It did matter. It did matter. It did. He didn't look like he really was that bothered. But now these days, since he's got the captain, the assistant captain thing, vice captain thing, and playing under ANGE, I think it means more. And I think listen, I'm someone.
Self-reflection is great reflection.
I worked for a company in Australia. When I first got there, I had the biggest douchebag of a manager. I was like, this guy doesn't belong in management. He's a terrible guy, and I certainly don't respect him in any way, shape, or form. And my performance dropped. He got kicked out, and then this other guy came in, and he was just awesome. He was absolutely amazing. He took me under his wing, and he gave me some additional responsibility, and my performance went like that. And I think that the person that you work under is a big deal. And I think he absolutely clearly loves ANGE, and I think I saw it when I see him doing this and kissing the badge, and it wasn't
that thing was almost ripped off.
And I was like, okay, I'm on
My
board.
question is,
he's fully poised. I've
never seen Harry. Not to bring a man who's no longer here, but I ain't never seen Harry Kane celebrate like that about Tottenham. But it's great that you say that, because there was this great video that I saw yesterday, and maybe this will help remind you why we all love him so much.
Good. Ahora ya dejé de ver un poco, pero...
Eric.
Morning.
Do you like scoring against Burnley, your old Leverkusen teammate?
No, it's the last bit. The rest of it's noise. It's cute noise, but it's noise. When you see someone do that, look at his badge. I was like, I don't care if we win or lose this game anymore. Just seeing that, it was right in front of me. I was like, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And so I'm here to say I was right, but now I'm wrong. And now I'm right for being right about it the right way.
Hey,
things have changed.
You know what I'm saying? You may be sitting in a chair at the club now, but that chair was dusty last season. It was a very select few that stuck by the man when he was clattering into folks. And, I've always felt like
if a serious club comes in. I don't disagree, but you have to work on recency bias. Jolien saying if a serious club comes in, he's gone. Thickest fan base in the world. Do you know what? I actually quite like Jolien. He's a ridiculous human being, but I actually quite like his banter.
Yeah, I've never blocked him because honestly, he just says his stuff, and I like it. I hope he cheerleads this much for Arsenal to up their standards as well.
Is he an Arsenal fan or a Tottenham fan? Who is he?
Yeah.
Well, who does he support?
He supports Arsenal.
Oh, he's an Arsenal fan.
I think he's a Lee Gunner fan. I know that much.
Of course, that's how the beef started. He thought that
because because I did the Happy Udogi Day, and then he sent it to Lee, and then Lee did the dance of Happy Destiny Udogi. You've seen that video, right?
Yeah.
It's a lovely clip when we're talking about the best left back in the league. I love to play it. It says, to be fair, I should have been blocked 100. Yeah, he should have, but he's pissed off a lot of people in the chat. I'll tell you that much. But it doesn't really bother me because I've always, Arsenal fans giving it thick to Spurs fans. Like, isn't that what football tribalism is about? I like it. So
I think there's always the common denominator of someone, no matter how old, who thinks that they're so good looking that the world needs to see pictures of them, and that's their career path. I think always kind of is the level set, especially when it doesn't work out. for the 99.99% of people that get told by the fact that they're not booked for any jobs that you're just not as pretty as you think you are. The world doesn't need to see you on screen. I think that's a kind of level set, and I think he always knows that. Deep down, he turned to physical therapy or whatever it is, a fitness trainer, because he wasn't pretty enough. And I think that's really why he chose Arsenal as well, because he wasn't pretty enough to be a Tottenham fan. And that's okay, Jolien. It's okay, my man. We've all got disappointment.
We do have the most beautiful fans on the globe, as far as I'm concerned. But big up Hassam as well. Says Romero needs a restraining order from Jacob. I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
How's Sam doing? I haven't seen him for a while. He's a bit of a fraud. Is he still fraudulent?
Yeah, he's a fraud. He's not on Twitter, so you probably don't see him shouting at people on there. But
no, his channel hasn't popped up on my feed for a while, so I just feel like
so you don't. So you're saying you don't watch El Aqwa when I'm on there. I'm Lebanese, so.
But he hasn't popped up on my stream. I watch what's on my stream. I don't go. I'm not fishing for content. There's enough content thrown in front of me. So, I mean, maybe.
Fair enough.
Not sure why, but I know that Hussam is a fraud, giant fraud. I like him.
Sean, are you at the North London Derby?
Yeah, I'll be there, Kate.
There you are.
I'll be there.
So Villa at the weekend, Sean. Do we got a chance? Did you watch them versus Ajax today?
No. I didn't. I thought it was on tonight. I was looking forward to watching it tonight, but it was on earlier. But apparently Pau Torres got an injury.
Oh,
and he was the guy that tore us to pieces from set pieces in the home fixture. So
yeah, he did.
No Pau?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No Pau Torres. I'll handle that. I'll take that. Do you want to see Romero?
Clement Longley? I want to see us dunk on Clement Longley. For all those fucking people that are like, well, he's not that bad. No, he is that bad. He looked awful today as well.
Do you would you be okay with Rombom breaking Matty Cash's leg if it means that he gets sent off?
No. Much like any of my friends, if they're a recovering addict of any sort, let's say they're a recovering alcoholic, I wouldn't say, hey, can you go buy me a sixer just because this week it suits me? Why would I? He is admitted, and this is what I was saying earlier, that before I got distracted and played the Romero clip, that he's openly admitted to his faults before. He's openly admitted that at times he lost his cool and he wasn't thinking clearly. And now he knows as a leader to be bigger, stronger, better, faster, all the stuff.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of expectation that he crunches him. And I worry about whether or not he gets.
But see, I don't like, and this is why I was hitting that group chat and during this week, because I don't like this whole everyone. And when I say everyone, I'm using the royal everyone, like I see on Twitter, on YouTube, people being like, he's too rash, he's too this, he did it. But now because there's a bully coming to town, oh, we need the big bad wolf to come out. You just made him a tame puppy. He's now an astute little service dog.
Fair.
He's very trained now. And now you're like, take off the leash, become the wolf. It is like, bro, we just got him to be the service dog.
I hear you. No, I hear you. Yeah, exactly. What we doing? You're confusing the poor pup.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? You know?
Oh, fuck. Harry Spence got gifted a membership.
Is he a lap dog? What are we doing? What? Yeah. So I don't want him to hurt anybody.
I don't. I say let Højbjerg come on in the 80th.
I'd like Ollie Skip to come on. I'd like to see Ollie Skip. But no one's thinking about Ollie Skip. No one. If everyone's like, oh, who's of the 22 people that are on the pitch and the other 16 that are on the bench, who's the guy that's really going to hurt? Who's the least likely candidate? It's Ollie Skip, right? He's going to come in with a smile, a vindictive smile, and absolutely clobber the guy.
Come on, Skip. Shout out, for all his downfalls as a footballer, I think Oliver Skip is probably one of the most nice, genuine, down to earth fuckers you ever meet.
Yeah.
Big up George gifting a membership. Unfortunately, George, it went to literally the biggest fraud in this chat, and he's a troll. No, Harry Spence. No, worse than Joe Leone. Harry Spence goes around typing all type of he sounds like a crazy person when I read his chats. He's been banned on a few channels.
I've never seen a chat with so many members. Like, what's going on? Like, what's your ratio of members to non-members in your subscriber base?
I don't know. I think I have to look up those numbers, but
I mean, you got 4,100 subs. I reckon you've got like 2,200 members. There's so much generosity going on.
Oh, that's because all the
Violent.
beautiful people in the chat, like Nate, George, gifting the memberships. It's not because people are lining up out the door to grab United Spurs of America memberships. It's because all these fantastic people.
There's more green than outside of McDonald's in Colorado, man. Like it's absolutely
That's a
insane.
good one.
I love
That's
it.
a good one.
Yeah,
Jolie Oates says, if you don't like Harry Spence, if you lot don't like Harry Spence, he must have standards. I'm happy he has a membership. And the scary part is when I do the members hangout show, he's going to be privy to the StreamYard link. He's going to have access to it. So hopefully,
I want to see. I'd like Jolien to get a membership so he can come on the stream. I'd like to see his beautiful face. You know,
I've told him it's real easy. You just got to spend $1.99.
The etched in wrinkles of career disappointments.
Ollie skipped the silent assassin. Big up Joe Leone. As long as Joe Leone, come on. As long as you hit the like. That's why I don't ban you, because I assume you hit the like. But there are like 2-3 people that hit a dislike. And I don't think it's Joe Leone. He likes the channel. He's here every stream. Well, most streams. Big up Becky, says hi Yakub. And George gifting another membership. And guess who it went? To Becky. Isn't that quite nice? So big up George. Gifting another membership. That's now 2 from you. Big up my friend. And big up Becky. Congratulations. You now have access to stickers and emojis and such. And you can also join the call-in show.
Is asked to come on to dismantle us both, but to no avail. Nobody wants that smoke. Bring him on.
I don't have his number. I can't text him the link. So
bring him on. All right. Another time.
Big up 76 Matt dubs for George. Yes, Becky, big up. Patty, hello, evening folks. Sean, I've seen you more today than I have of my misses.
I know, man. I know. And I feel like all I've done is wind people up everywhere I've been. Everywhere you go.
Hey, look, real quick. There's over 160 people across Twitter and YouTube right now. So big up if you are on. I don't know what's going on. I think Elon Musk got some bots or something. There's no way there's 70 some people right now watching on Twitter. Yesterday or the last stream I had, Sean, I had 120 people on Twitter watching. I've had one person on Twitter watch ever. I think 2 maybe. And yesterday,
120 people live or 120 viewers over the.
While I was live, you know how you go to the top left and you can. It was 100. I have a screenshot of it. At one point, there was 115 on YouTube.
Your integrity, I believe you.
Well, no, but this is the craziest part. Is like
there's a few other channels out there. I question the integrity of numbers, but
yeah, of course, who doesn't? But I was like, no one watches on Twitter. What? Because I saw my numbers like go double at one point during the show, my last show. And I was like, oh, did I just get a redirect or something? Let me see. And there was no redirect. There was still 130 people watching on YouTube. I was like, huh, that's weird. And I look and it's like 150, 120 on Twitter. And I was like, oh shit. So I shouted everybody out on Twitter. Not one person said hello. Not one person liked. There was a couple likes and retweets and stuff. But I even, after the fact, shouted out the people who did watch on Twitter. And like 7 people liked it. And I don't even think they were the ones who watched. So I have a theory because I had another person who was like, yo, I never have anyone watching on Twitter. But on today's show, I had 50 people. And I was like, well, that's kind of crazy, right? Who are these people tuning in for this? I think it's Elon Musk.
You think Elon Musk
playing
is bot in the game?
Do the bots, so then it tricks me into thinking, oh, if I get Twitter Blue, I got 150 people watching. I can get some ad rev on Twitter if I invest in Twitter Blue. And so he's trying. I think that's what it is. So Elon, if you hear this, your bots are hearing this. You can't fool me, my friend. I'm too clever. Big up George for the super chats. Big up Jacob and Sean. Big up George, my friend. Appreciate you sponsoring tonight's channel.
Tommy G, Silver Spoon Sean, your name is from today. Rich boy.
Patronizing fuck, he says. That's quite intense. Tommy, are you okay, Tommy? Big up Felipe. It's because I'm a fraud. That's why I have all those bots watching. Sean and Jacob, manifest a Liverpool win, please. Versus
I don't want Liverpool to win.
I want them to draw.
from the perspective of an interesting final run-in, I think this has got the potential to be one of the greatest title races ever. I don't necessarily want Arsenal to go top of the table, which will happen if City and Liverpool draw and Arsenal win. I hate Liverpool. I hate them. Don't know why. I think it's because I grew up around like loads of Liverpool fans and they were just unbearable. But I think that the most bearable outcome is a Manchester City title win, because that's expected, and you know it's always going to be sort of dredged in 115 charges, whatever. So I feel like I'd rather that to happen. Who do you want to win the title?
Honestly, Liverpool.
Really? Okay.
Because I think it makes it more interesting in a sense of, and less of a Farmers League. Because if I'm going to go around and say to my wife specifically, because she's really the only person who pushes me back on this, I say the Premier League is the best league in the world. How the fuck can I say that when it'll be, if City win it, that'll be like, what, 7 in the last 8, some shit? 6 in the last 7? Something crazy. 4 in a row. 4 in a row, nonetheless.
Yeah, but you know what? Like,
it makes it look that way.
Like,
and I definitely don't.
Manchester City fans will never be respected. Like it's always going to be. They could win 7 in a row, but there's always going to be clouded by a lot of other people. It's like, yeah, but you cheated to get there. If Liverpool do it, especially with all their injuries and that big toothy manager of theirs, who I kind of love but hate at the same time, you know, it's going to be like you have to pay respect to them for doing it. And you hate that. You hate that one of your rivals is actually doing it, and you don't really have a kind of like a get out of jail free card in your banter. Whereas with Manchester City winning, you can still be like, yeah, but you just your sugar daddy ownership. You know. Either way, I don't really. I'd rather City, I think, than Liverpool. Arsenal can't win. If they win, they'll be unbearable. Unbearable.
I refuse to believe we're going to live in a world where they win the league. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to
They're
believe
playing
it
the best
season.
football, though. Let's be honest. They're on any. If you had to give it on form right now,
in the Premier League, sure, but I guess not in Europe because they went to Porto and did fuck all.
Yeah, no. They're getting kicked out by Porto anyway. No, that's not true. They'll beat Porto, but they'll lose to Real Madrid in the semis.
No.
Mate, listen, dude, I'd love to stay and chat. I feel like I'm talking too much anyway. I've had too many glasses of prosecco because it's my 40th birthday week, so I'm drinking. Forgive me. I love you. Man. I also need to drop off because I got to be up early tomorrow. So,
hey, Sean. First of all, thank you so much for sharing your opinion. Where at least here, I'm not gonna slack you off for it. I'll at least ask some questions. And hey, I kind of actually. I don't really feel either way about the ticket price thing, but I appreciate you taking some more time. I know you've probably fucking been on monologue duty for this financial shit, but a lot of people do look to you to at least offer your insight, and then they can hate you about it, or they can say, wow, that's a interesting point of view.
They'll hate me for a few days, and then the drama will calm down.
Aston Villa will, they'll forget it all by Aston Villa. I'm Sean with Spurs Talk Show, my friend, and Sean Butler TV. Both of those channels will be in the description of this video. So if you are watching on playback and you're like, where can I go berate this man about his opinions, or where can I go love on him about his opinions, you can find him at both of these channels that are tagged in the description. I just put them in there right now, but you can find them and make sure you're subscribed to both of them. Sean, thank you so much for carving out some time for me tonight.
Love you, buddy.
Always rousing conversation, as always.
I'll speak to you tomorrow. And shout out to the rest of the frauds in the chat. Love you all. Have a wonderful Thursday night. I'll speak to you on the weekend. Come on, you Spurs. Oh, wait. What's your prediction?
Well, I can't give that away because then what are they going to tune in for the preview show?
Oh, okay.
I like to tantalize and bait it all week.
Write it in the private chat right now, and I'll react in a certain way that doesn't give it away.
Okay, hang on. There it is.
So Jacob thinks we're going to win 3-2.
Oh, fucking A. Oh, God. There goes my whole prediction.
I'm such a nasty piece of work. I love you all.
You
See you later.
Wait, what did Tommy G say? You patronizing fuck. That's what it is. Big up, Sean, man. Have a good night. Thank you for joining, buddy. There he goes. Big up, Bob Down Under. Says Villa watch along. Loud Jacob or quiet Jacob? Bob, big up being a member for 3 months. First and foremost, how you doing? Talking to me nicely. I will say this. It's at 7 a.m. So I think I will be extremely loud, of course. Why not? Why can't I be? Let's see here. I got some stuff that I do want to talk about real quick, but I feel like I've been ignoring the chat, so I apologize about that. But big up, Rudang as well as in the house. How you doing? How you doing? Dry Rose Peanut, big up. Damn it, this thing keeps refreshing and then it like goes all the way to the top. Now I'm all fucked up. Apologies, but big up Sean. Yes, big up Sean. Make sure you are subscribed to Spurs Talk Show and Sean Butler TV. Joe Leone, Harry Spence, you found a friend in Joe Leone. There you go. You found a friend. Jacob, I thought El Aqua was today and Sundays. Am I wrong? We did move it to Friday. It's tomorrow. Well, when I say we, I mean it's actually, I think it was because Hamza. They're doing the Liverpool City preview, and Hamza couldn't make it tonight, so they moved the whole show for Hamza. So isn't that quite nice? That's very nice. Big up George, my man. How you doing? How you doing? We need a mass return to Cinder, Jacob. You have the largest American following. Time to mobilize the troops. Oh, I love these kinds of comments. Mobilize the troops. I don't know who you think listens to me, bro. I barely have pool in my own home. My wife calls the shots around here. Who's going to listen to me? Jacob, you're a fraud not wanting Spurs to get top 4. Well, when you remove the context, it does sound very fraudulent, Felipe. But look, what I'm going to say is, it's not that I don't want top 4. I will take top 4. I just don't want to celebrate it. I don't want to be like, we're pushing for top 4 and really fucking rooting it, because I've done that before and it got me fuck all. It got me Ivan Perisic, Fraser Forster, Jed Spence. This is what it got me. Trying to think of the pull. Then in regards to the money that Champions League is going to bring in, it's great for the club. Sure. I wish we would have talked about this when Sean was here, because I know he feels a lot different than me, but I could give a fuck about the Champions League money. I want whatever we do this season, I want it to result in the board continue to invest in ANGE, continue to bring in quality players. If we could have another summer and another January like we did this year, then I'm going to be like, my expectation is top 4. But for a few reasons, I didn't have expectations of top 4 or European ball at all, but I did have expectations to see some of the things we're seeing now. But what I do want to say is, I would love top 4. That's like saying, hey, you want $1,000? Yeah, I want $1,000. Sure, give me $1,000. But does that solve the fact that I don't have a job, that I don't have an income? No, it doesn't. It helps me right now, like what I think Champions League would do. But I think big picture wise, it would result in the club saying, well, job done. We did it. We can minimally invest and we'll continue to get top 4. And that's what I don't want. That's what I'm afraid of, because that's what's continued to happen here. And that's why I say I guess from a business standpoint, sure, getting Champions League and dropping into Europe would be fine, but for me, I also don't like participating in a tournament that we have no chance of winning. And when I say that, people say, oh, well, you may as well not even play in the Premier League or support them in the Premier League because you're definitely not winning that. Hey, there's 38 matches to sort that out. Tournament's a lot different, a lot less games, a lot different opponents. Everything is different in that regard. So again, it's not that I don't want top 4. I'll take top 4. I'll take top 3. I'll take whatever. But that doesn't solve the problem at the club, in my opinion. Again, it's just my opinion. But I don't think it solves our problem. I like to use that the money analogy, because, again, you fucking give me $1,000. What is that going to do? Help me with $1,000. That's what it's going to do, but that's about it. Let's look here. Let's look at some of these tabs I got. Big up Rowan says, what's up with Spurs YouTubers barking about not giving Dragusin time? He'll get plenty next season. Absolutely. Well, especially when we're in European football, because there's no doubt that we're going to have European football in some facet next year. So European football, Fulham, FA Carabao Cup, which we got knocked out by Fulham, and the Premier League, that's going to be a whole lot of more games. Dragusin's going to be getting plenty of time. I guarantee it. So everyone just worrying, you don't got to worry. You have no chance of winning any comps, says the Football Corner. Bro, is this even the real Football Corner? You were a mod. I already made you a mod. Let me make sure this is the real guy. All right. Saad, you are a mod. You are a mod, bro. I'm pretty sure you're a mod already. I've already made you a mod. There you go. That monologue sums up the club. Top 4 lads, more money. Joe Leon, did you not listen to what I said? If you're going to come here and say you don't like my channel and say, I saw that comment, by the way, Joe Leon. You said you don't like my channel, but you're here supporting. So it's interesting you say you don't like it. But obviously you clearly didn't listen to anything that I just said in my monologue. Did I say I was celebrating or rooting for top 4? I said that doesn't change the problem. But there you are. There you are. I think he's definitely on a wind-up. Jacob, strongly suggest you speak out against the Levy Hotel. Bad people, bad hotel. Ooh. Felipe, you made it to the final in the UCL and lost it on a Fugazi penalty. Wonder where you were when that happened. Felipe, I was not on YouTube when that happened, first and foremost. But what I also would say is that remembering that fact that we crawled our way to a European final, that just reminds me that we didn't invest after that. I believe after the fact, we didn't invest for a whole transfer window. Not one. So to me, again, going to the Champions League doesn't solve our problems. So, but there you are. Look, I'm going to talk about the things I do need to talk about. There's the link for the Football Corner. Make sure you are subscribed to Saad. He is a fraud, but he's a great guy. As an American, I want to go to the Levy Hotel one day. I wouldn't mind. Again, when I do go, I will be spending money at the fucking stadium, for better or worse. That is what I'm going to do, so I apologize if people don't agree with me doing that, but whenever I get out there, I'm going to have to. Let me see what... Also, this was making the rounds the other day. It's Richarlison. And it's him talking about his conversation with Antonio Conte, saying that he was telling him the formation was shit. Here, I'll rewind it.
I need more millimeters. This formation is no good. No adaptation.
So apparently he was talking shit about Antonio Conte, which is weird to me. A player coming up saying that this tactic, he doesn't like it, this, that. And I could understand that if, like, you know, you're like Heung-min Son, Harry Kane, like, but to me, I don't know. It sits with me weird. It does sit with this guy. Wasn't great. He was pretty terrible last year. There's plenty of chances I remember him missing, but the formations apparently is why he missed. I don't understand. But I think now that he's scoring, he's like got a little bravado about him. He's got a little braggadociousness, so to speak. I don't know if he's trying to excuse his form. Maybe members trip to the Levy Hotel. Big up Giuseppe. That'll be some fun. I don't know, y'all. This just doesn't really sit well with me. I'll be honest. Like a player talking shit about the manager after they left, being like, "This formation is shit." Like, bro, if you're better, it doesn't matter how shit the formation is. You would outshine however bad the formation may be. It's kind of funny. Richarlison got in late, didn't understand the question. It's kind of funny. Richarlison got in late, didn't understand the question, and kind of went on a rant. Yeah, it's just, bro, Conte, his formation, you may think it's shit, but he won stuff. He's won Premier Leagues. He's won Champions League. I think no, he hasn't won Champions League. He's won everything else, is what it was. Bob Down Under, you distracted me, but big up with a great distraction. Hello, David Shear. I see you in the house. Good morning, Cobber. But big up Bob Down Under gifting 5 memberships to Roy Tallum, Saxon Tumber, Kava the Robosexual, Jones from Tongs, and Carrie LFC. I haven't seen any of those names chat once. I haven't seen them chat once, but congratulations. If you just heard your name, but you don't chat, I would say Dub's in the chat right now, but you don't have to because I guess y'all ain't even chatting anyway. But shout out to those 5 people. Saxon Tumber. That's a fucking cool name. Not going to lie. But big up, Bob. I appreciate you, my friend. Making the family just that much bigger. Every name is either green or blue at this point. And if your name's not green or blue in the chat, what are you doing with yourself? You ain't been gifted a membership and you're not a mod. What's going on? We got mods who are members too. It's crazy. Big up Vader. Large up Jacob. I was the 75th like. Big up. This guy's a fraud. And if he can come in here and hit the like on the video, surely everyone in the chat can come in and do that. Look. Baboo. Fireworks. Yeah, come on. Where else are you going to get that bullshit? Come on. Big up Vader Games. My American waffle brethren. I hope you're doing well. He is a fraud, but he came in and hit the like. So if he could do that, if you ain't hit the like, what does that make you? I'm not even going to say it. Saad says he needs to pipe down because he ain't good enough to be talking like that. Very unprofessional. That's what I'm saying. It kind of just rubbed me the wrong way. Like, regardless of the results and like how you feel about Conte and his tenure at Tottenham, those formations won him things in Italy and in the Premier League. So to me, it just seems weird. This guy's in the upper echelon of management, and a guy like Richarlison is just sidely hanging on the couch talking shit. Bro, the cameras are rolling. If you want to talk like that, I don't care, but like he's mic'd up. This dude's mic'd up. They're clearly trying to get some content off you. It just seems weird to me.
No adaptation. Information shit.
I don't know. This tweet says, imagine Conte's face when Richie told him his formations are shit multiple times. That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. We already talked about Sergio Reguilon. I don't really feel like talking about Van de Ven at the Ajax game, but there's a nice little fun photo that'll trigger all the Arsenal fans. Up your standards. Yeah, look at these guys, huh? They're having a good time. Up your standards. Up your standards. There you are. Let me see if I can make it even better. No, I can't. No, I can't. I'm trying to edit the layout here. Trying to see if I can just make it look better, but there it is. Should I do this? No. Sorry, y'all. I'm playing with the fucking... I'm getting distracted here. But big up Saad. He does need a pipe down. But look at that. My favorite thing in this photo, Sonny in a bucket hat. I don't know about you. I like Sonny in a bucket hat. There's the link for Vader Games. Big up Ravi dropping that link in there, my friend. I do appreciate that. Big up Faz Radfar. The family is fantastic. Hope you are as well. You realize Richarlison was telling what happened in a team meeting last season, right? Yeah, I do. But like, I don't know. It just seems weird, bro. Like, if you're in a new relationship and you're loving life, why the fuck you gonna go back and try and mud your old ex? You know what I mean? Regardless of the validity of the statement or not, regardless of the fact that it's a story he's retelling, it just seems weird to me. It just seems weird to talk about it now. Like, we moved on. We're out of this fucking relationship. We're in another one. We're loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, I just still talking about it. It's weird. It's just weird to me. Jacob, remember this is a guy who has a tattoo of himself next to R9 and Neymar. I do forget about that. I don't blame him for tattooing. Hey, it's on his back, so he doesn't really see it. I guess, you know? I don't know. Maybe. Move that here. I'll move myself. What if I do this? What if I do that? That looks a little bit. That's not as bad. A little switcheroo right there. Big up Nick, Lazy 8. Big up my friend, my American brethren. Says clearly a number of players had issues with Conte by the time he left, not just Richie. When Ventrone passed, he lost his buffer with the players. I doubt Conte will ever be as successful again. Wow. Yeah, I do know that his friend passing was quite upsetting for him, but yeah, it was kind of sad all around. No, someone dying at the club, that's never fun. Kind of not immaculate vibes. If we could get half the cash back on Richarlison, I would take it. You take 30? I think his Premier League form, we could get more than 30. Surely, but don't call me Shirley. Let's see here. If Richie got that attitude, I don't feel bad for him wanting to. I don't feel bad for wanting to get a better option then. Skip is a backup even in his photo. Oh no! Dry roast peanut. Why is Oliver Skip catching a stray right now? Holy shit. By the way, we are rescheduling that channel. Oh, okay. Big up my wife. She texted me. Hey, big up Gemini. Best looking team in the Premier League. Talk to me. Bro, I've never seen a bucket hat look quite as nice as it does on Sunny back there. But I do feel bad for Skippy. Poor guy. Dry roast peanut, that was a burn. I'm not going to lie. Like, Oliver Skip, he's getting cooked, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Poor Skip. Poor Skip. Why would that piss off Arsenal fans? Not you specifically, but there's some weirdos in the chat. And then anytime I'm like, hey, look how cool this is, or look how much, like, here, Saad, this is for you. All right? I'm not going to play all of it, but this is for you.
Good, good. Ah. Ahora ya dejé de ver un poco, pero...
Morning.
Do you like scoring against Bernd Leno, your old Leverkusen teammate?
Ma come ha fatto a sbagliare quel gol?
Big up Fifth Elemento. What's up, Jay, my Texas buddy? How you doing? I said I wasn't going to play that whole thing, but Saad, once I started playing it, I just couldn't stop. Wow. Big up David Calvino. This club, these players, this Richarlison. Oh, they were kind of going back and forth in the media as well. It was kind of funny back in the day. But I was like, it was really weird to me. Taking off Kulu for Sanchez, down 1 goal in the Champions League with 10 minutes to go. Fraudulent. Absolutely brain dead. Big ups to poor Skip, bro. He's catching strays. He's a backup even in the photo. Poor guy. Look at him back there. Why is no one loving on him back there? Poor guy. Like, again, he's not very good. But I feel bad for him. Look, real quick, there's 170 people watching this right now. Over 100 on YouTube. Or 100 on YouTube. And 60 some on the Twitter. Big up. Big up to every single one of you. If you are on YouTube or if you are on Twitter, and if you're on Twitter and you're not a fucking Elon Musk bot, go on over to my YouTube channel, hit a like and subscribe over there, all right? Because I'm sure these frauds haven't helped get it to, I'm sure, look at that. There's over 100 people here, 106 votes, and there's 30 people who haven't liked the video. There's 30 people who participated in the vote on the poll, but they didn't like the video. That's what I'm working with here. So come on now. Shirley, but don't call me Shirley. And again, don't make me threaten this dog's dinner. All right, Chewy, you fat bastard. He's not going to eat dinner if we don't hit 100 likes. But you know what? You bunch of sexy bastards in the chat. You've actually, what I will tell you you've done, you've been doing very, very well. These videos, I've been giving, to be quite honest, look, I'm going to run through it real quick. The last 2, that's right, 2 episodes I've done, I've had to give my dog some of my dinner because Vibes from the day after smashing Crystal Palace. 191 likes. That's a shit ton. I almost had to buy a mistake because you know the rules here on the channel. 100 likes, the dog eats dinner. 150 likes, the dog gets some of my dinner, gets a bite specifically of my fantastic dinner. And then 200 likes, I will go to the store, I will buy a meat, I will cook it, and I will serve it to him. That's what 200 likes will get you. I'll record the damn thing too, so you see me do it. All right. I'll fucking do it. Don't make me threaten you with a good time. So if you want this dog to eat fucking T-bone, go ahead and hit the likes up. If you want him to eat dinner at all, make sure you get the likes up. Shout out PETA. Shout out ASPCA and all those fun people. Sonny looking immaculate, says Yanis. Oh yes, look at Sonny. Have you ever seen a fucking bucket hat go so hard? Because I haven't, to be quite honest. I see us beating the villains 3-1, says 76 Mad Matt. Very nice. Kuti, yes, very much. The best center back in the league. I can't wait for us to dunk on him. Bro, he's going to cook you. He is going to cook you, Sod. You just wait on it. Kuti's going to cook you, bro. I can't wait. I can't wait. What are you saying? Yes, it is. It's not a sickness. What are you talking about? Y'all moving funny. Y'all moving funny. Happy vibes. Please be nice, Harry. Bro, Harry Spence is tripping. I just welled up Kuti the GOAT. That's what I'm talking about. That shit means something to me, man. That shit absolutely means something to me. Jacob, isn't Virgil van Dijk a handsome chap? No. Virgil van Dijk? I don't think so. Mickey Van de Veen is, but not Virgil van Dijk. I don't think he looks like, you know, I'm not going to say what he looks like. Y'all going to get me canceled if I tell you what I think he looks like. Herbie Hurts Feelings, not a bot. Big up Herbie Hurts Feelings. Who's more handsome, Jacob or Van de Veen? Van de Veen for sure. Van de Veen, although I do love Jacob's hair. Oh, very nice. Are you saying Van de Veen or Van Dyke, Becky? I don't know who you're talking about. Depending on your comment could mean multiple things. Don't know if you're dissing Jacob's looks or not. I don't know. You can disrespect me. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm a secure individual. Philip Robinson, when you tear out a man's tongue, you're not proving him a liar. You're only telling the world that you fear what he might say. What the fuck are you talking about, Philip? Big up, you're a chat member. But what? What are you talking about, bro? You okay? The fuck kind of question? I try to make sure I read all the members' comments. And since everyone's a fucking member nowadays, I read out everyone's comments. And Philip, you're a member, but I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I mean, this is a cool saying, and I would probably agree with it. Is it about silencing Harry Spence? Bro, I haven't deleted any of his shit. The only thing I deleted wasn't even Harry Spence's. I think it was Tommy G saying fuck Sean or something, and he's a panel man. He was a guest. I didn't want people fucking shitting on my guest, you know. You disagree with him, attack his point, but don't talk shit about him unless he says it's okay. Oh, David Shear says I timed him out. See, there you go. So Philip, I ain't cut no one. Bro, I don't time people out. Like, I mean, I have once before when Harry Spence was being ridiculous. And I think he said something crazy, something like disrespectful. But for the most part, 99% of the bullshit that's said, I allow. So I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. No, I just mean I adore Jacob's hair, but fancy the fuck out of Van de Veen. I don't know if you're talking about Virgil van Dijk or Van de Veen. I will remember the Jacob Van de Veen and female staff member in the crowd rant. Bob, this is what I said. The question arose, who's better looking, me or Van de Veen? It's definitely Van de Veen, because remember, Bob, that woman was touching his arm. And the way that they were celebrating that goal, oh, hell no. There's a Drewski meme Oh, damn it. I know who tweeted it out. Hang on. If y'all stand by, this is legitimately if Staffy, he tweeted out the meme not too long ago. Where is it? Where is it? Share this tab. Where is it? Bro, he just tweeted it. Did he delete it? This absolute fraud. He deleted it. He did delete it. What a nugget. What a fucker. I can't believe him. I tried to put something he said out there. He deleted it. What a fraud. But yes, basically, I ain't having any of that. All right, I'm not having any of that. No, my woman ain't touching Van de Veen's arm like that. That's just not gonna happen. Van de Veen doesn't have the stash. That is true. I do have the stash. Kenneth Kenneth. Kenny boy, I don't know how to say your last name. Says, I hit the like button. Feed that poor dog. You're doing your part. You don't have, all right, ASPCA, those sad dogs, and they slow-mo it with the, in the arms of the angel. You don't have that resting on your conscience, Kenneth, because you hit the like button. Big up. I appreciate that. Big up, Becky. I know you never disrespect. Everywhere I go, Becky's only talking to me nicely. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Don't start saying Van de Veen is the hottest. That'll be the topic of his next show. No. We got a game to look forward to. If we had another 2 weeks of no football, I might have to fucking talk about it. But Moist Jacob, all I'm going to say, Jacob is like Shakespeare. You know? I like that. I am like Shakespeare. Only I don't write stuff. And I don't put on theater stuff. And I'm not really as talented as him. But I appreciate that, Zapur. Big up Lazy 8. Philip might be. Yeah, he might be. Big up. Philip Confucius. What are we doing here? Y'all remember that video of that girl screaming over Daddy Davies? I do remember that. Ben Davies has Riz. He may not be a talented footballer at this juncture, but he has Riz. We know. We've seen it. We have seen it. I'm almost caught up in the chat. Here we are. Click the like button, guys. Big up. The man still watches wrestling. Of course he's a fraud. Oh, he's getting cooked. Staffy is getting cooked. Scared of not getting Zavi. Van de Veen and you got man boobs, Jacob. Van de Veen and you got man boobs. What? What are you talking about my middies for? Why are you bringing my titties up? Van de Veen and you got man boobs, Jacob. We could hit 150 likes or put that lead shirt on again. So, wait. I don't understand. Why are you talking shit about my middies? This is fucked up. Janice? Janice, you're always here. This hurts. You talk about my man boobs. Damn. You gotta make me feel shit now. Damn. See, this is what you should be saying. Something like what Ravi's saying. Jacob, thoughts on how we can attack in the upcoming game. But instead, you're talking about my man titties. This is not okay, Yanis. That hurts, bro. I can't believe I'm getting cooked. I don't know what I did to deserve this. It's not okay, though. I need some milk.
He needs some milk.
Oh, gosh. I don't know if we're ever going to recover from this, Yanis. We've built up a long rapport. And now you're saying... Okay, you're saying Van de Veen, like Van de Veen's better. Obviously, he's a professional athlete. So why you got to bring my titties up? Why are we talking about my titties? Huh? It's fucked up. That's fucked up. Big up Twan55. We are hands down the best looking team in the world. Every player in the S11 is good. In the starting 11 is good looking. And some are downright gorgeous. By the way, I'm straight as an arrow and I love women. I just have eyes, says Twan. And I was a working male model for 25 years. congratulations on being good looking if you've worked in male modeling for that long. Bro, I can't believe it. I can't believe Yanis, bro. Yanis broke my heart tonight. I can't lie. It's fucked up. I think it means pecs, no? I mean, if they're around and on a dude, they're boobies. So whether it's from me hitting the push-ups, I can't really flex them like Terry Crews, so maybe they are man tits. News alert. Men do not enjoy the thought of having moobs. You know, that's a tough one. I don't even know where the fuck this show goes from here, if I'm honest. There's over 150 people still watching, and y'all talking about my titties. I don't know what I did to enjoy it, to have to go through this. Big up Jacob. Best time to play good evening video. You're right. I need a refresh from that fucking Yanis, you cooked me. I don't know what me and my titties did to deserve this.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
I'm still not over it. That was tough. Big up 76 Mad Matt. Always good to see you in the house, my friend. Just got to get some shut eye. Enjoy your day, Jacob. Big up chat. Catch you on your next stream. Big up. Appreciate that. The best viewer is a returning viewer. All right. So if you're a viewer who's returning or you plan on returning, I love you. All right. And I think you're fantastic. This is tough. This is tough. Just pretend it means pecs and own it, says Lisa O. I'm about to have to share an anecdote. All right. I'm going to. But Philip Robinson says, as a member of the United Spurs of America, I call on Jacob to disband the current mod team and to replace it with a Levy out-backed mod team. There are Levy out people who are moderators, Philip, is what I would say. Yeah. I deleted him because he was talking shit. Lisa, you know what? You know what I am? No, I'm not going to. Yes, I am. Lisa, when I was in, I think it was 7th or 8th grade, I was hanging out with a group of young girls as a young man. I was hanging out with a group of young girls, and we were at the mall. I was with my cousin, and she was introducing me to some of her friends. I thought, hey, this would be a nice way to socialize. And we were all sitting at a table in the food court at the mall, the shopping mall. And I was a little bit of a chunky young lad growing up. I was tall and chunky. And I'll never forget. I was sitting at the table, and my cousin says, oh, you know, which girl here thinks Jacob's cute? And I was kind of like, oh shit, which one thinks I'm cute? And then one goes, he's got boobies. So yeah, you know, doesn't feel great. I'll be honest. That's a little anecdote. When I was young, a girl talked about my titties and I didn't like it. And I think I said something in retaliation. I was like, they're called pecs. You would know what those are if you worked out or some. I don't remember what my fucking response was. I just remember relating it to pecs, trying to be like, these aren't jiggly titties, these are pecs. And guess what? They weren't. I was a chunky boy. Jacob got the moob trauma. That's what I'm saying. Yanis, look what you did. You dug up the moobie trauma. But it's okay. We're over it. We're over it. Because fuck that chick. Because imagine if, you know, who knows? Maybe wouldn't have met my wife. How about that? Even though I was like I didn't meet my wife till I was like 20 something. But that's besides the point. We could start a booby club. Maybe that's what we need to do. All right? Maybe that's what we need to do. Start a little man titty club where all the men can get together and talk about this whole show. The last 20 minutes has been fucking man titty talk. And I blame Yanis. You're a YouTube chat member and you derailed the entire show because of my titties. Lisa says, Jacob, you made up for it in adulthood. No worries. There you go, Lisa. Picking me back up from the grounds with my jiggly titties and all. Oh my God. Thank you, Twan. Help me. Help me get out of the titties hole. I'm in the hole of titties. I need to get out. Jacob, can you please talk about what the fuck we should do regarding our attack? until the end of the season. Should we dispense with Decky on the right and either move him to the left and Werner to the right? See, the chat's still talking about my titties. Twan, thank you for a football question, because Yanis, look what you did. Talking about my titties, man. Twan, what I would say is Son through the middle every single day of the week. Timo Werner on the left, and I think Brennan Johnson on the right. I mean, Brennan Johnson came onto the pitch. We scored 3 goals. I think Kulusevski as our winger is just not good enough. Or he's not, maybe not even good enough. Like, I just don't know what he does as a winger that constitutes saying, like, we should or continue pushing on with him at the right wing. I just, moving him into the middle of the park, I kind of like more. Y'all still talking about my titties in the chat, man. Y'all so distracting. Decky, I'm kind of tired of him as a right winger. Left winger, probably Timo Werner, just because he's getting GA there, plain and simple. Brennan Johnson as well. I think if they could work on that, like Sonny's movement in the box was very much highlighted on the win versus Crystal Palace, where Brennan Johnson crossed the ball, Son kind of pushed back, pulled 2 defenders, created that little space there for Timo Werner to tap it in. And to me, maybe they're working on something there. Maybe there's a little chemistry building. That's what I'd like to see. But I don't want to see us stick with any one thing. If it's not working, I want to see us switch it up like we have. And that's what we did. We conceded a goal versus Palace. And then what did we do after that? We went ahead and, yeah, I just switched the thing. We changed some things. We moved Kulusevski into the mid, put Brennan on the right wing. Boom, scored 3 goals. So that adaptability is what I like to see. So I don't want to see us get stuck or be too rigid with any one approach as far as our attack is concerned, or any aspect of our formation or of our starting 11. Spurs movies and boobies. Talk to Jacob's boobs nicely. I love that. Excuse me. Let's all take a moment for Jacob's moobs. Yep. Pour one out if you got one. Remember the moobs. Remember the moobs. I like Decky. Honestly, as like when we had him and there we go. Sorry. I started getting a phone call. And for some reason on my phone, it rings on my computer too. What the fuck? Sorry about that. I think Kulusevski as Madison's backup, that solves one thing we won't have to address in the offseason, because I don't see Kulusevski as a Ange Postecoglou kind of winger. I think he works hard. I think there are things that Kulusevski does extremely well. There are a lot of things that are valuable about his game. But let's remember his the clause in his loan deal that we had, we activated it before we appointed Ange Postecoglou. So to me, that signifies we're just trying to figure out where we can use him. You can't ban members. It's against the Constitution, says Philip. Philip, I've never seen you here, but you're funny. That's kind of funny. You'll need to mod me next time, Jacob. Trade off. No, I don't blog people. Internet guy says Werner Brennan against the high line, Werner's son Decky against the low block. Absolutely. Hard to disagree with that. I mean, honestly, Werner's son Brennan is the one that I'm going with against Villa, because they like to come out and play with you. Ayo. But they do. Philip Robinson wants Hunt to be gifted diplomatic immunity. What are you talking about? We've never tried him on the left. Kulusevski, is that who you're talking about? We never tried him on the left. When he was dropped into the midfield as a 10 in absence of Madison, I saw him on the left, and I liked seeing him on the left, at least popping up on the left and doing something different. He's left-footed, so you'd imagine he can get some good crosses into the box. But so is Timo Werner, and Timo Werner's faster. Werner scored an absolute sitter. He does not get to start ahead of Kulu. Interesting. Against Villa, we need to improve our attacking moves. Isn't that lovely? Just reminding me about my titties. Stop talking about my titties. Oh, why y'all talking about my titties? Thank you, Yanis. Back to football. It's your fault, man. Jay, will you share your OnlyFans with the chat? Free titty show. Tell you what, the titty show is not going to be free whenever that show happens. Kulu is a good all-around player, but he's no winger. But what's this all about titties? What have I missed? The last 20 minutes of the show, one of the YouTube chat members started talking shit about my tits. So, there it is. There it is. Look, honestly, I'm starting to get a headache. Big up, Taka. How you doing? Big up. Almost caught up in the chat. We need a Moob wet t-shirt competition. Y'all are tripping, all right? Y'all are absolutely tripping about the titties tonight. We're going to need something kind of titty-oriented. So what's going on here? This show's gotten fucked up. It started out great, I can't lie. We had Sean, we were talking money, and then it became about my tits. And that's really where I think the show took a turn for the worst. To be fair, Kulusevski has a good cross in him from what I've seen. I do agree. He does. I like left footers on the left. Werner's right footed. Is it really? That makes sense because he always does try and cut it in, and when he shoots, he does shoot it with his right. That is true. I need to check FIFA. Jacob's milkshake brings all the yids to the yard. Well, yep, I think that's a great note to end it on, y'all. It has been a fantastic show. For those of you on Twitter, those of you on YouTube still watching, there's over 150 people here, which is fantastic. I just don't know where all those Twitter people came from. But big up to everyone. If you are on YouTube, make sure you do like, subscribe to the channel. I will be thanking all the financial donators to the channel. The chat is going tit for tat. Jacobs has great tits. Wow. Yeah, this show's definitely gone on way too long. 117 votes in the poll. So Shirley, but don't call me Shirley. We could be over 100 likes. Right as I end that poll, the winner is really not that bad regarding inflation, says 33%. 32% says Levy again, such a disgrace to the fans. 25% says I'm not surprised anymore. It is what it is. And 9% says will undo progress made with fans. Yeah, very nice. That's going to do it for the show. I see 86 votes, but I'm going to refresh. There's 99 likes. Wow, 1 like away. Chewy, you hear that? Your dinner is hanging on by 1 like. But big up everybody who is still here. This show did get a little wacky, so if you're watching this on playback, you're probably like, what the fuck did I just waste my time on? But if you're here live, hopefully you didn't feel like you wasted your time here live, because try to have a good time, except for Yanis. Talking about my titties. But big up to THFC Till I Die, Dermatron with the $5 dono, Nate Pine gifting 5 memberships, George with the double memberships gifted, and one of them went to Harry Spence of all people. And George as well with another super chat, says big up to Jacob and Sean. Bob Down Under for being a member for 3 months and also gifting out 5 United Spurs of America memberships. I do appreciate that very much, Bob. Thank you very, very much. And look, that's going to do it for episode 166. Some seriousness, some silliness, but overall, we keep those immaculate vibes at all times, don't you know? We just always got to keep those immaculate vibes. But big up everybody. Bob says, night all. Thanks for keeping us abreast of the latest news. Big up, Yanis. No worries. No worries. Titty bang bang, says Ellie. Big up Ellie. Queen Ellie, how are you doing? I just made it 100, Jacob. The queen is no tit. Big up Queen Ellie, helping us get over 100 likes. You know the dog's gonna eat some dinner tonight now. Help me get to mod. I will tell you this, Philip Robinson, mods are people that have A, been around the channel a long time, B, somebody I know and or vehemently support, or 2, they're a member who have been contributing like for a long time. Like David Shear, he's a mod because he's been a supporter of the channel for a long time, financially and with his words and his likes and all the rest of the good stuff. So that's how you become a mod. So Philip, if you want to become a mod, just hang out, be here more often. All right, you fast track you onto being a mod on the channel. But y'all, I do appreciate everyone who's hung out for all the wacky random weirdness. I've had a good time. I hope you have as well. But until next time, folks, if you haven't liked and subscribed and all that fun stuff already, I see David Shear timed you out, Philip Robinson. Hold that. You can hold that timeout, Philip. But all the rest of you who are not holding a timeout, hope you're doing well. Koi's, oh, I almost said bye. Yanis came in with a late donation to the channel. Big up, Yanis. You're already a member, but furthering being a sponsor of the channel. Says, come on, you Spurs. Big up, Yanis. This makes me and my titties feel a little bit better. So is it a bit nipply there, Jacob? Yes. Tottenham Titspur. Y'all are on one tonight. Big up, Yanis. I appreciate the financial contribution and becoming a sponsor tonight. Just like every other YouTube chat member, I appreciate every single one of you for just sponsoring the fucking show. Sponsoring my family, because I just paid electric. I just paid internet. And my, oh my, if it wasn't for y'all helping out, Daddy might have to actually go get a real fucking job. So thank you so much to all the YouTube chat members. Thank you so much to all the people who sponsored tonight's show and every other show. And even if you didn't financially contribute, you can still support the channel. Like, subscribe, and share. Those three things, they're free, and they help the channel tremendously. They help support me and my family. So big up to those as well. Shafay, this is a lie. This is false news. Jacob, why am I hearing that Irish Hotspur is taking your spot as #1 Cootie fan? Does he have an Irish Hotspur mug? Or does Irish Hotspur have a Cootie Romero mug? Huh? I got one. I got the Cootie shirt back there. Big up Dave with the Irish Hotspur. Make sure you are subscribed to the Irish Hotspur as well. But hey, the more #1 fans of Cootie we have, the better things will be. I tried to put the word titties and boobs, but YouTube bots blocked me. Yeah, it doesn't let you super chat profanities. You have to finesse it. Not quite sure. Big up David Shear, 107 likes. I do appreciate that. Are we going to get an update on West Ham's areola? Isn't that just another lovely titty comment to leave this show on? But again, I was saying something about all the YouTube shit, like, subscribe, all that bullshit. But there you are. Totally fucking up this outro, just like y'all fucked up my whole train of thought. So as always, folks, do me a couple of favors. I'm going to try my best to be back tomorrow. Don't know if we will, but for sure we're going to have a preview on Saturday. I'm going to try and pre-plan a fucking panel. Might even get some rivals on to tell me what they think about Aston Villa. And again, you can't spell Aston Villa without ass. So I'll leave it there on that note. Can't spell Aston Villa without ass. And we'll figure it out. We'll sort it. But as always, folks, do me a couple more favors. And these are just for you. I need you to stay blessed, stay fresh, up the lads, and come on, you Spurs.
United Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Good. Ahora ya dejé de ver un poco, pero...
Morning.